I feel like we just haven't had a catch from our wide receiver group in a long time as good as. Do you remember that Demarcus Robinson catch? I believe it was against. It
The
was either the
Raiders?
Raiders. It was the Raiders that he just had that deep crosser. Mahomes just lasers it right to the back corner of the end zone, and he just full extension snags that down. I just feel like from our wide receivers right now, we haven't seen a route like that get open pretty consistently. And we also just haven't seen like those really just long, explosive, and athletic catches in maybe like I would say 2 to 3 years.
I mean, we definitely don't have a jump ball receiver. We tried to get like a Justin Ross or a Jason Brownlee to like maybe be a jump ball receiver, and it never worked. We'd run those end zone fades with them. And then eventually we got a guy like, Jody Fortson, the tight end, who kind of had some cool contested catches too. But you're right, Garrett. We haven't had a true jump ball wide receiver, which is why I want Mike Evans. But Garrett, you see something else. You saw the NFL Combine, which just happened this past weekend. We have tons of guys that we're obsessed over, that we think are overhyped, that we don't want to draft, that we do want to draft. All of a sudden, ACL issues for Caleb Downs. I don't believe it. I think he's a perfect pick at 9 if he is available, and every edge rusher we want's available. Dinosaur arms, short arms and speeds that are 4.2. Who's going to be good? Who's going to suck? We're going to talk about that, as well as the free agents, because the tag deadline passed. And
there are some big names in that pool right now that could be potential red and golders, if you know what I mean.
Unfortunately, Daniel Jones did get tagged, so we can't get him, Garrett.
Oh,
and
no.
I know we needed a quarterback so
Not
bad.
Vanilla Vic. How could they?
Because some of the most diehard loyal Chiefs fans want us to tank again and have a different quarterback next year. All right, we're not going to talk about that. But my name is David Pokorny from Talkin Chop. I haven't posted a lot on Instagram lately, guys. I've had a full-time job, and it's kind of been exhausting. I just drove in an hour of traffic to do this show with my boy Garett Aimutis in his offseason right now, offensive line coach, Blue Valley North. Garett, give me your. How was your week, man?
Hey, it's been a pretty good week. Was able to watch the combine, had a lot of fun with that. I feel like we're right in that peak. There's moments in the football world where the media like has their definitive moments where like right when the Super Bowl ends, it's like the way too early mock drafts, right? Or like right after like a season starts, way too early mock drafts. Right about now is where you're going to see a lot of prospects get boosted up their numbers, like some guy that was projected, late in the 5th, like, he had a really good combine performance. Maybe he's a 3rd rounder now, right? We're going to talk about potentially a couple guys, specifically a tight end who I think probably got boosted up just a little bit. But
Tanner Kozel. I'm kidding.
Tanner Kozel.
But he did go up a little bit.
Jack injuries, tight end out of Texas. But regardless.
He did not do that.
No.
He shouldn't have declared.
Was a lot of
fun.
fun.
A whole different problem.
There were some really big stories coming out of the combine, so it was just a great weekend. Finally, good to see some more football other than the off and on news story about signings, trades, releases, that sort of.
You haven't
nonsense.
been watching the XFL, Garrett? Oh
no,
my bad. Sorry, USFL, which is the stupidest marketing decision of all time. Whatever. Welcome back, watchers and listeners to Talkin Chop. Guys, I think we finally have some Chiefs news to talk about, too, right off the rip. Garrett. Jawaan Taylor is gone.
Thank
for the viewers.
God.
For the viewers on Spotify, you're not a viewer, you're a listener. My bad.
We knew it was going to happen, especially around this time. It was just a matter of time. However, with him being gone, as much as we love to celebrate, that leaves a lot of opportunities on the table. And we got a lot of interesting stuff going on. Now, I will say, the news came out that the Chiefs organization right now is basically handing the keys to Jalen Moore, expecting him to be our starter going forward. Obviously, I expect there to be competition, depending on if we bring in someone through free agency or if we draft them. But it seems, according to the organization, that Jalen Moore is going to be the front runner going forward.
That's
fine. I will give Jawaan Taylor, a couple things, right? I think without penalties, his pass blocking and the way he protected Mahomes was actually pretty solid. However, the penalties were a major part of his game, and I do agree. I think it was oddly curious that he was doing basically the same similar stuff he was doing in Jacksonville. Moment he comes to us, and Chris Collingsworth one day is like, "Hey, this guy jumps off a little early sometimes. What do you say about that, Jim?" And then every game after that, flagged 500 billion times a game. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but he was a solid protector when he wasn't throwing games and getting on, DraftKings or FanDuel or, Underdog. But regardless, it's good to free up a lot of that cap space. It sucks to see a player of his caliber leave, but it's just there was too many mistakes, and he was taking too much money.
You're taking too much of a high road here, Garrett, because I think he was overpaid from the jump. There were rumors that he was supposed to be our starting left tackle. That never came to fruition because for some reason, I guess maybe they got him in the room and were like, oh, he can't play left tackle. He was very much not worth the money. And I see guys like Andrew Wiley making $7 million a year. And I'm like, I think you get the same level of production out of an Andrew Wiley. According to PFF, you do. We don't use PFF as like the holy Bible, of course, but PFF did have Andrew Wiley consistently as a better rated right tackle every year we had Jawaan Taylor. And so it's those things to consider. It's like we definitely overpaid for Jawaan, we overpaid for Mike Dana, and now both of them are
we absolutely overpaid, but I think if you take away the penalties, the production he had in
the
reps,
penalties and the money, then I think he was okay.
Yes, I agree. So, I think the penalties were the biggest factor in the Chiefs basically, being like, hey, you're not worth it anymore. Because with that, it's like you can block, you can let up a sack, whatever. But if we have a good drive going and one 10-yard penalty occurs, right? That's when it starts to break down our drives. Like we've had so many great drives that we're moving. We get into the red zone, we're on the 30-yard line. Boom, Mahomes lasers one, we're down on the 12, and it's going back, we're on the 45, and we're cooked, right? So those situations hopefully are going to be gone now that Mr. Penalty himself is off the roster. But, I think production-wise, it's going to be hard to find, especially in today's NFL, just find that right tackle that can, give Mahomes a lot more confidence.
Have you been seeing all these L'Jarius Sneed trade rumors that have just been like over and over, like talked about nonstop? Like
what, like trading him back to the Chiefs or what?
No. Oh, why did I say L'Jarius Sneed?
I was about to say, I'm like L'Jarius Sneed. I'm like, I don't think anyone would want him anymore. But
guys, as you can see, I'm exhausted from work. I bet Trent McDuffie trade rumors to the Rams. I could see it. Apparently there's some rumors spreading around that. Dude, we got to trust our boy Chiefs talk. We got to ride or die here with Alex because he said that his source said that he's staying in Kansas City. And honestly, Garrett, I don't think we should trade him this year because we don't have any corners in this draft that like excite me at all. Oh, there's that one guy that ran a 4. It's a good safety class, and we need safeties. That's why Brian Cook ain't coming home. I'll tell you what. But I mean, Trent McDuffie, I want to extend him. I don't even care like if there were good corners in this draft class. We don't really need the pick that badly. I think I'd rather have the good player. And we have cap space now. We just cut Jawaan Taylor. We just made Mahomes' money non-existent by pushing it down the far future. We just cut Mike Dana. Like the amount of money that already freed up and the amount of other moves we can make, like a restructure with Chris Jones, or maybe we cut Drew Tranquil if we feel like we can get a better linebacker somewhere else. We save a lot of money for cutting Drew Tranquil. I think Jeffrey Bassa's ready to make the step anyway, so I'm ready to see what he can do. And talk about the linebackers in this class, Garrett. Linebackers and safeties are the name of this draft class. It is deep at both positions.
Yeah, there are a lot of safeties that I like.
You can get a guy like Anthony Hill maybe at the top of the second round, but I think Anthony Hill rose up to the first round now. You can get a guy like Jacob Rodriguez, who I know you like. You could get him later.
Yeah, I think maybe he might have rose quite a bit. Yeah, the safety out of Oregon, I think he's probably rising quite a bit.
I'm hearing he might have first round grades, and that's crazy because I had not heard of him before the combine. So that's on me.
Yeah, I mean he was probably going to still float early second. But with that combine performance, I could see, a team looking at that, athletic ability and, his production in college and saying, hey, let's take a shot on a kid. Right.
Well, that's I saw someone saying that's the Vikings Harrison Smith replacement for obvious reasons.
Could definitely see it.
But
Yeah, no, there's a ton of great safeties. Genesis Smith out of Arizona. Obviously, we've talked about AJ Halsey before at LSU. Bud Clark out of TCU. Caleb Downs is the biggest name.
Oh, what about the guy alongside him, Styles? Not Sonny Styles, but Sonny Styles' brother plays safety, and he ran like what, a 4.2 something?
Yeah,
like,
he had a phenomenal combine as well.
But Sonny Styles himself, dude, Garrett, if Sonny Styles is there at 9, do you take a linebacker with pick 9, a linebacker that is 6'5" and can run that fast? And not only is it the combine metrics that I like about Sonny Styles, it's the football IQ is unmatched. And it's like, you might lose Leo Chenal. That's a guy. Sonny Styles is a guy. And
yeah, man, I just feel like
he plays the mic, I feel like, and you have Nick Bolton. So
that's always been the issue this draft so far, is that where we're picking. I mean, obviously, hey, we could have a premium position player drop now, especially with the news that Kyler Murray was just told that he's going to be released by Arizona. It's like, does Arizona take a chance at 3 and snag a quarterback because they don't have another pick in the first or like even, close to early in the second? So do they make that push for quarterback, allowing another position player to fall? Because until now, I don't think so. I think they probably wait till the second. But, I mean, the Cardinals haven't really had a great history of drafting, if we're being for real. And it could be potentially dangerous in the early rounds this year.
They should trade out of that pick.
Yeah, without that, there are so many players that we could draft that aren't like those premium positions at 9.
Like Jeremiah Love apparently is actually the truth. We all knew this already, but he's a lot faster than I thought he'd be. And he's kind of looks to be like a can't miss prospect.
He also probably combined himself out of 9, to be honest. I doubt he drops to us now.
That honestly, to me, that might be fine. If he goes before us, I'll feel so much better because 2 things. 1, Chiefs fans won't be bitching and moaning about, oh, we didn't get Love. We passed on Love. He was there at 9 and we picked somebody else because he'd be gone by then. And 2, then another premium position could fall to us by Love getting taken first. And here's the thing, guys. I love the idea of drafting a generational talent like Jeremiah Love. But the problem with that is that he's going to cost the same amount of money as signing Kenneth Walker or signing ETN because you're guaranteeing him all that money. And it's like, but we're not really using the 9th pick contract to our benefit because usually the 9th pick contract is supposed to give you like a little edge. No pun intended. It's supposed to give you an edge on like a premium position, like paying, like if we drafted David Bailey, for example, $9 million a year for David Bailey is really good if he ends up being what he's supposed to be. But $9 million a year for running back Jeremiah Love, yeah, it's worth it, but you can still get that on other players. It's just all these little things to consider when we are fighting the cap so tightly. You know what I mean? And especially with how ass our defensive line is. Now, here's the other thing, Garrett. I might want to trade out of that pick entirely. I love Caleb Banks, the Florida D tackle. If certain players are gone by that position and somebody rings up the phone and says, hey, I'll give you 2 first-round picks or a first round this year, a second round next year, or a second round this year, I might take it. I might take it because you can get Caleb Banks a little later. You can get, I don't want Kenyon Sadiq, but I know some Chiefs fans want Kenyon Sadiq.
I will say, I think it's telling that we've seen a lot of wide receivers meet with the Chiefs, especially during the combine.
Oh yeah, you could get Lemon later. Maybe you
even
could
then,
get Carnell Tate later.
I also think Carnell Tate was. It's interesting what he ran. Right.
I don't care what he ran. I don't care what Emmett Johnson ran.
I think, dude. I think a lot of people are oblivious to what these numbers mean. Because, like, for example, Carnell Tate, I think he ran like a 4.53, 4.55 or something like that.
Which is like what every good wide receiver runs.
Guys, you know who ran a 4.5? CeeDee Lamb. And no one cares about how, like, CeeDee Lamb's 40 time, right? I saw somebody be like, this tackle or this D tackle ran a 5-second 40. That's slow. I'm like, That man is 360 pounds, is 6'6", and he would catch 99% of the human population.
Also, here's the thing. He doesn't have to run 40 yards.
No.
He has to run 10 yards, maybe, every play. Like, he's not
maybe
running
more
40
if you're
yards.
playing someone like Lamar. But like if you're playing Matt Stafford, you're it's a 7-yard push to the quarterback. We're not asking for you to, sprint down the field 100 snaps a game, right?
And you know what's interesting, Garrett? I've actually seen the new like simulcams on Worthy, and it's interesting because you have said that we're using Xavier Worthy incorrectly, right? You've said it that Embry doesn't know what he's talking about. I actually am predicting an 1,000-yard season for Worthy now because of me overreacting to the simulcam. What I've noticed about Worthy isn't that his top end speed is fast. It's he has an insane release and get off. And that's why he ran a 4.2840 or 4.21, right? Was it that fast? Jesus Christ.
I think it was 4.2. It wasn't a 4.21. I feel like it was 4.22.
I think it was a 4.21. Because the guy they simulcammed him with started to catch up to him. Like they did the simulcam. Worthy got this huge head start, was way ahead. But then the other guy like started to catch up, and it actually got like closer towards the end because Worthy's just that good at releasing. And maybe he isn't as fast as Tyreek Hill. Maybe he isn't as fast as some of these top end speed guys.
That's where a lot of like the length really comes into play, though, is because like those strides just get shorter and shorter. And like you're gonna get like these faster, like longer legged guys that can just make up a lot of like that lost pace at the start just with their stride.
Exactly. So there's so much nuance to a 40 time than we're really giving it credit for, especially considering the fact that like, yeah, Worthy's
and then there was
release might be
Tyreek,
so
who was
fast.
just a demon. Like Tyreek was a demon. Like
But he didn't run the 40 though.
No.
So like we'll never know. But like, I mean, here's the thing, Garrett. I think we're going to see Worthy used in a lot more intermediate short route stuff because they're going to try to get him off the line quick and get him in space. Like, those like medium crossers that Tyreek used to run? That's because Tyreek Hill is good at getting off the line and getting open. And all of a sudden you're off the line fast. That corner is already like, crap, I'm behind. I'm going to try to make up some speed. And then you start curving inside because you're doing that medium crosser and they're already a step late and bam, you hit him in stride and he's curving upfield and he's going down the field. Why have we not run that with Worthy like ever? I've never seen him run that type of route before. Like that used to be our bread and butter. Hopefully Bieniemy brings it back. I mean,
Bieniemy's going to go back to what he knows and does best. And, he obviously has a lot of, chemistry with Reed just because they've played, and coached together for so long. But it depends who we have at the helm because right now, I mean, at this point, I'm considering Rasheed like not even a Chief anymore. It's like he's probably going to get like a 12-game suspension at minimum,
and we're not re-signing.
He's not getting another contract. So
you know what? I didn't want to bring it up, but here it is. Like, what, Rice? What are you doing, man? Like, why are you promoting a freaking gambling app? Or not even a gambling app, an app that you play games on your phone and you get money for it. You are in the middle of an active NFL case and you're posting ads on your story. Some absolute degenerate app is profiting off of your very real assault case. Like, dude, what? Like, at this point, Garrett, it's like, why? Like, yeah, I would consider him not really a part of the team right now just because he's not going to play. And also he's not going to get an extension and his contract is up soon. I think.
And that really brings into effect. It's like, there's so many different avenues we can go at 9, whether that's trading back or let's say a guy like, let's say we're really high on David Bailey and he drops to 7 and we think the Saints are going to take him at 8. And we have to move up 2 spots to get Bailey, right? So, like, there's so many different ways that we can attack this draft.
I think Bailey might drop too, though, because everybody was kind of making fun of his change of direction. Like, he wasn't doing good at the 3-cone drills and stuff. And, they were making fun of Ruben Bain because his arms are short and he bull rushes, and that's not going to win in the NFL. I mean, I have so many question marks about both premium defensive ends now that I don't know what I want at 9. And Caleb Downs, to me, feels like the safest pick. I just want to hit a home run. I just want to make sure we get the right guy who's going to be.
I feel like we're going to see at some point next season like Will Campbell and Ruben Bain Jr. like going at it, and it's just like 2 T-Rexes fighting. It's just like,
What if Ruben Bain falls all the way to Miami? And what's a problem with a guy like Messiter? You know what I'm saying? Like, you trade back and you could get Messiter and you could get
Messiter. Yeah, I mean, Messiter is just kind of he's a little old for a draft back. I understand, but it's just like, am I going to take a guy that it has maybe a lower floor right now, who's 21 or
You're right,
22?
Okay, he's only 21. That's not even that bad.
No, Hakeem Mesidor's like 25.
No, he's not.
He absolutely is.
No, he's not. He's like 20, maybe not. We need our associate producer to figure this one out for us. That would be Jackson. He's in the back.
Hakeem Mesidor is 25 years old, or he's just about to be 25.
Well, all we know is that we can't have this again.
Yeah, absolutely.
2023 draft class, which is so funny because it was in Kansas City.
And we were there, man. We were just so excited. Like, we had so many draft picks that like we really wanted the Chiefs to take while we were there, and none of them.
You know what, Garrett?
You wanted Keandre Coburn.
I was gonna say I think I was wrong because I remember Moro Ojomo was the other Texas defensive tackle, and I said I'd rather have Coburn, and we picked Coburn over Ojomo. Well, the one who's good is Ojomo. He's actually a dog for the Eagles, so was wrong about which Texas D tackle was better. I mean, they're different. One's a run stuffer, one's a pass rush specialist. But I mean, dude, this draft was terrible. And we could also cut Shamari Connor and save $3 million, by the way. I'd much rather draft somebody else anyway. I would rather draft 2 safeties in this class. But you have to have some sort of, I don't know. And then BJ Thompson was just the weirdest pick to me because in college, he did nothing. He did absolutely nothing in college and was like, I don't get it. Like, he just had cool size.
He was also
measurables.
Older.
Yeah. And he had like cool immeasurables, I guess. Oh, he's 6'6" and lengthy and he has big arms. It's a perfect Spags guy, yippity doo-dah.
Like, if we go down this list, right? Pick 1, bust. Pick 2, bust. Pick 3.
You can't say
bust.
Rashee Rice is a bust. Also, you have to say who they are.
I can't?
Because
I can't say he's not going to play for us.
Garrett, also, you have to say their names for the Spotify listeners.
My bad. Felix Anudike-Uzomah, bust. Rashee Rice, gonna be a bust. Wanya Morris, terrible. Shamari Connor, decent. Decent to slightly above average. BJ Thompson has not played. Keandre Coburn didn't play.
Has not played.
Nick Jones, did he? I don't think has he had a snap? Maybe.
I think he's had a couple special team snaps, but he's now on the Giants. So,
like, basically our entire draft class, besides Felix Anudike-Uzomah, is not currently on the roster.
Well, Shamari Connor's on the roster.
Well, I mean, he's probably not for very long.
You think he's going to get cut? I mean, $3 million of pure savings is intriguing, but also, like, we don't have other safeties.
Yeah, I think the
anyway.
one draft crush I had from that draft was Zach Kuntz, the tight end out of Old Dominion, and he was on the Jets practice squad for a while. Didn't really develop. But I actually don't even know where he is right now. He's probably not even on a team.
Well, he tried out for us actually recently, if you remember.
Yeah,
and he did not make the team.
Yeah. His measurables, man, like they just popped off, and his tape was decent, and he just it happens. But regardless,
I wanted Joey Porter Jr. at pick 31, who we did not pick. I'm looking through it right now to just see who are good players that we could have had instead of the players that we drafted. I mean, the Wanya Morris pick is the one
I mean, imagine if we had Sam Laporta right now.
I mean, but I feel like
or Joey Porter Jr.
Or Derek Hall. We could have drafted Michael Wilson instead of Wanya Morris.
It's very true. Brian Branch.
Damn, Demario and
Ooh, that'd be nice. Yeah. But, I feel like that's the hard part about looking at previous drafts. Like, I understand there are a majority of times where it's like, okay, we hit on a few picks, like,
honestly,
we'll be fine.
This class kind of sucks.
I mean, there's some. I think the word is yet. I mean, dude. Yeah.
Hey, we could have had Puka Nacua instead of BJ Thompson. Wait, that's crazy. We drafted BJ Thompson before Puka.
I mean, no one saw Puka coming though. Like, there's literally nobody.
Garrett, I agree with. Actually, disagree. There were actually a lot of people that were saying Puka Nacua would be a steal. That there was a lot of talk because people drafted him.
Well,
in
hey,
fantasy.
maybe Bryce Lance is the next Puka Nacua. Okay.
Okay. They didn't think Puka Nacua was going to be a top 5 wide receiver in the league, but they definitely thought he'd be a top 40 wide receiver in the league.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of talk about Puka, but I'm not even mad at BJ Thompson over Puka. Sure, whatever. Hindsight's 2020. Hindsight in the moment, BJ Thompson over Henry Toto, the freaking linebacker out of Alabama, who actually was a highly touted prospect that fell in the draft. And you take a guy like BJ Thompson, like who has not proved anything. Now I get it. He had like a cardiac arrest or whatever recently. And that's like not really, that could be why his career got derailed, quote unquote. But
God, that was the Dorian Thompson Robinson draft. What a crazy time.
Yeah, also, I'm looking at it, Garrett. We could have had Kayshon Boutte.
Let's go.
Honestly,
God,
the late round wide receivers in this draft were actually all insane. In the 6th round, Demario Douglas, Xavier Hutchinson. Man, I was just looking at another one and it was good too. Oh, Andre Yoshivas. I like that guy a lot. Trey Palmer, kind of mid. Kayshon Boutte, of course. Puka Nacua. Like, these wide receivers. Dontavian Wicks. These guys were... This was actually like an insanely late good
Devon A-Chain. There were some decent players in this draft. Okay.
Okay, well, now you're...
Maybe not for us, for whatever. But, good times. Well, not really good times, but bad times. But regardless...
We need to nail this draft.
Yeah. This is a must-nail draft for Veach. Especially, he needs to make the right decision at 9. Whether that is to make the pick at 9, trade. Like, if you are that confident on a guy and he's there at 7, and we need to jump New Orleans, do it. Or if there's, if worst case scenario, Bane is gone, Bailey's gone, Love is gone, Downs is gone, Styles is gone, Lemon's gone, Tate's gone. Like, if all those guys are gone,
then you want to go tackle.
trade back and go tackle. But one of those guys has to be there. You know what I mean?
Hey, let's do a mock draft later at the end of the episode, guys. We're so scripted for this episode, as you can tell. But
yeah, we're kind of off the dome today, which is totally
we
fine.
definitely went on a tangent. We need to get back on topic, which we will cover. The NFL tag line of deadlines has finished up. We love the NFL tagline deadline. We actually, surprisingly, Garrett, there are some players that were like almost supposed to be locks as tags that were not tagged that are now free agents that we could potentially get. And I like both of them, and I wouldn't be mad at getting either one of them. Now, the first guy I'll mention is Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce is a dog, and I really, really, really wanted to draft him out of Cincinnati, and I was very disappointed that we picked Sky Moore over him back then. And I promise you could go back to my fraternity and watch me getting upset when we picked Sky Moore because I was like, Alec Pierce, we should have taken Alec Pierce. Why did we trade back? I didn't even want George Pickens. I'll fully admit that because it went George Pickens, Alec Pierce, Sky Moore. We originally had the George Pickens pick, which we traded away for some godforsaken reason. And then Alec Pierce was next. And then we took Sky Moore. And I'm like, why did we do that? So all this to say, he is a free agent now. The Colts are going to try to extend him. But if they don't have any power to keep him hostage. So there you go. Alec Pierce would be an instant upgrade in the wide receiver room. I still think he could get not a lot of money. But, dude, he is a deep threat, too. And he's a big play guy. And he had 1,000 yards on, not that many catches, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, and it's like there's a couple of the really big names in the tag deadline that passed. I think it's probably the one that everyone wants to really talk about is Trey Hendrickson for the Bengals.
I don't want him. I don't want him.
Which,
I think he's washed, and he quits on his team. I don't care. He was so happy to get out of there too. He was bragging about it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm out." Like, okay, I don't want you. I don't.
I would honestly more rather pursue the avenue of somehow getting Max Crosby. He has been very outwardly stating that he is not appreciating what this current Raiders administration is doing. And he basically told them, he's like, I'm done. So he has not formally requested a trade. However,
they did shut him down for the season when he said that he was going to try hard again.
The grumblings are there. And I know this is in the realm of basically impossible, but man, dude, I would love, like, he has been a monster against this, and I've loved Max Crosby. Like, the moment Max Crosby and Mahomes really went at it for the first time, I was like, this guy is a competitor.
Dude, they have such a respect for each other too. It's so fun to watch. Like,
and it's so awesome because, like, you really just don't see, like, pure hatred like that anymore. Like, deep down, Max Crosby hates the Chiefs, and I respect that so much. So much. Like, there are so many like, I've seen players where it's like I think Jamar Chase had like in an interview where he's like, yeah, man, I'd rather the Steelers or whatever, the Browns get in over the. I'm like, dude, that would never happen with me. I don't care what happens. If you're a division rival, you will never win another game if I was in charge of the universe, right? So it's like, I respect the pure hatred, as a competitor that Max Crosby brings to the table.
All right, Garrett, I'm going to be, let's get back to Earth where we live and have some realistic options. Odafe Owe out of the Chargers is now a free agent. He's a former first-round pick from the Ravens. He has a lot of potential, He has the immeasurables that Brett Veach likes, and by Brett Veach, I meant Steve Spagnuolo. He's a faster edge rusher. He's a good rotation edge rusher. He won't command a lot of money just to get a good guy to get in there, maybe, potentially. Although,
here's the thing, and I see a lot of people being like, well, what's the difference between him and, a guy like Karlaftis, or like, what's the difference between him and the edges that we've seen before? And I'm like, it's production, right? He is significantly more consistent at getting to the pass rusher than Mike Dana, majority of the other edges that we've had over the years. Like, sure, his sack numbers don't pop off the tape, right? But, like, he's been really consistent when he plays against us. He's one of the names that have been called pretty consistently. Whenever, like, even when he was on the Ravens, right? It's like,
well, he had like such a good rookie year, and then
he had that huge play. He basically won the entire game for the Chiefs-Ravens game where he forced the fumble on Pacheco, or was it Clyde? I don't remember which running back it was that fumbled that ball like really late in the game.
Clyde. I think it was Clyde.
But he makes plays, right? And those are just the kind of players that we haven't really had. It's like players that have drive and that aren't content with just like, okay, yeah, he got away.
Garrett,
we don't need that anymore.
There's also a couple edge rushers too, though, that you were very high on when they got drafted that are both available in free agency, and that would be Boye Mafe out of the Seahawks and David Ojabo out of the Baltimore Ravens as well. That Minnesota guy. I think Mafe was the Minnesota guy, but. Another pair of edge rushers that could get really cheap contracts and really prove themselves.
Yeah, especially, with a guy like Boye Mafe, it's like I was expecting a lot bigger things from him out of college, and he just didn't have the career so far that I think the Seahawks especially were expecting him out of college. And he's another guy like Boye Mafe, or like Owe, that has potential, and there's multiple Veach signings that like we've kind of seen throughout the years.
First round busts.
Former first round busts, right? Which I don't think our boy from the Seahawks was. I would say he qualifies that much.
Boye Mafe.
Yeah, but
he was a second round pick.
Yeah, he's a second round pick, but. It's so hard.
Pick 40, actually, which is what we have this year.
Yeah, and there's actually a lot of edge rushers at pick 40 that I think would be really sneaky picks if we didn't go edge right at 9. Young. Zion Young is one. I like Gabe Jackus out of Illinois. I think he's really solid as well. I'm not too high on Derek Moore from Michigan. I think he's kind of...
Didn't you put him in your mock draft?
No, that was my first one, right? Initially, then I watched tape, and I'm like, you know what? the nice word would be that he is not that much of a competitor when it gets rough. That's the nice way to put that.
Ooh, look at you, man. You done a lot of scouting. I feel so under-scouted right now. I feel naked.
I wouldn't say I've done a
scouting
ton. Like, what people need to realize is that, like, if we don't go edge at 9, which I think is probably the most likely besides wide receiver right now at 9, there's some options at 40, maybe even like if they really love someone else
a lot of
at
free
40.
agents too, though. Like, dude,
Yeah, like
Joseph
Romello
Osai.
Height, he's another guy in the draft. Texas Tech,
Okay.
another guy to Tech. Romello
But
Height,
I'm saying
he's
free agents too.
yeah.
I mean, if you could go veteran too. You could go Joey Bosa, Von Miller, Khalil Mack if you want to go super vet. I mean,
God, imagine that bringing Joey Bosa to the Chiefs. That'd be just a crazy storyline.
or Malcolm Consi, the Raiders guy that I kind of like. He had that really insane breakout game when Antonio Pierce put him in against the Chiefs, and he became relevant after that. I mean, there's just so many edges we can go. This free agency is going to be fun, Garrett. There's going to be so many guys that we could get that, are going to improve the team. But let's talk about the next position of need, which is running back. And the free agent running backs, there's quite a bunch like that could be really good. You have Travis Etienne, who has been incredibly linked to the Chiefs for some reason, but it might happen. You have Kenneth Walker Jr., who now, or Kenneth Walker III, who now Super Bowl MVP and potentially a really affordable market rate of about like $9 million a year, which I would love Kenneth Walker. I would love him. Unfortunately for our boy Jackson Roan, we cannot get Breece Hall as he is now a Jet.
Yeah, that poor guy. What a
Oh,
terrible
wait.
fate. What a terrible fate getting franchise tagged by the Jets.
I have a graphic
awful.
for that, apparently. Breece Hall will never get to experience football on the stage of a Super Bowl, unfortunately. So, Breece, I loved you. You would have been great in the red, but...
Should have traded the third. That's all I'm
Yeah.
going to say. Should have
Yeah.
traded the third. I guarantee you he would have signed a good contract with us if we traded for him.
Garrett, do you still have access to that All-22 tape that you've been watching?
Yup.
Well, I think I unsubscribed from it. Are you still subscribed to it? Okay. I'm going to see if I still have access to it, though.
However, those are the free agent running backs. And the thing with Kenneth Walker that scares me, which I think the situation on that's crazy. Like, you go from winning Super Bowl MVP on your squad to not getting re-signed. Kind of crazy. Might be one of the first times that's ever happened, like, in the league. Like, imagine winning Super Bowl MVP for your squad and not getting re-signed to that squad. Literally the month after you win a Super Bowl and you win the MVP.
They could still sign him. They just didn't
They
tag
could.
him.
I think I'd feel disrespected if I was K9. I'd be like, I basically just carried Sam Darnold with my run game to a Super Bowl and balled out, and you're not going to pay me what I'm worth. I'd be like, you know what? I don't need this.
I think there were a couple other factors into why the Seahawks won the Super Bowl.
Look, guys, their defense was one of the best in
the best
a
wide
long
receiver,
time.
the best wide receiver in the NFL. Really good
regardless,
O-line,
a
good coach.
I just
great
feel like
tight end.
I feel like we could be seeing like another Javonte Williams situation with K9, where like they had like an awesome year right before their contract was up, and then they go get a big bag, and then they fall off. Where it's like, I could see that happen.
What do you mean
K9?
Javonte Williams? That's not what happened with him. He just got injured, and then he got a really make or
Well, yeah,
break.
but he had a really good year, and then he went to the Cowboys, and now he's not good.
That's like the opposite of what happened. What? He was really good on the Cowboys and proved everyone wrong. He had a great year with the Cowboys last year. He just got re-signed for 3 more seasons. I think.
I don't.
Someone else.
Am I tripping?
I think you're thinking of someone else because he went off with the Cowboys after like he was kind of ass on the Broncos. Like he had his okay rookie year.
I get so many names of like those like smaller running backs mixed up. Like I probably am tripping.
Are you thinking of J.K. Dobbins? Maybe he didn't even have that good of a Najee Harris going to the Chargers. I don't really think he had a great year before.
Regardless, when it comes to running backs,
but these are
honestly,
all free agents too. Najee Harris is a free agent.
Please
if you
no,
want Najee
we do not.
Harris.
God, I it's so funny seeing Najee Harris clips, and it's just like the worst stuff you've ever seen in your life. Like it's just he can't read, he's slow. Like, dude,
Ooh.
he is slow.
Rashad White is decent, and Kenneth Gainwell I've been talking a lot about. Brian Robinson is kind of washed, unfortunately. Yeah, but he's yeah.
I honestly like the draft options for running back more. Like, not even counting Jeremiah Love. I think there's some pretty solid backs in this draft. Like, obviously, you're a big Emmett Johnson guy.
It's funny because people disagree with us, Garrett. They think this draft class, aside from Love, is terrible at running back. I mean, some people like the other Notre Dame kid, Price. I like Emmett Johnson. A lot of people like him, but now they're like, "Oh, he's so slow at the combine. He must suck now."
Yeah, like I like Emmett Johnson. Katron Allen, I like that we talked about before. Kalen, like Roman Hemby, he could be a solid late round pick as well.
Jackson is going above and beyond. He just gave us the 3 Super Bowl MVPs that did not sign the following year. Larry
That's a lot
Brown,
more than I'd think, actually.
Desmond Howard, and Dexter Jackson.
Now, I don't recognize a single one of those names, but
I was gonna say,
and like those aren't even like super long ago. Like that's what Super Bowl 30 was the earliest one. That's kind of crazy. Your boy, the fullback out of Army, he had a great combine.
He's good. Okay, and everyone's like, "Oh, he had 1,000 yards receiving too." Like no one talks about that. 1,000 receiving yards, like in the 5th round. Why not? If we haven't,
he kind of popped off
already. Like, dude, why not? Like, maybe in a perfect world, Garrett, we sign ETN and then draft that Navy fullback in the 5th round. And fullback is a generous term. He's pretty much a running back. Like, he's pretty much a running back, but he's a receiving running back. He's just a gadget. He plays everything.
If you looked at him, I would not say fullback at all because I think he's like barely breaking 210 on a good day. Like soaking wet, he's probably 210. So like fullback, it's probably just more like a pretty decent run blocking running back. Like Pacheco got really good at pass blocking near the end, but I just don't. He'll probably be gone pretty soon.
Also, is he the Navy? Wait, you said Air Force fullback.
Navy, no. Sorry, Navy, not Army. I said Army. Mix and match them. I know there's some big rivalry game there that I'm sure a lot of Army and Navy fans got mad at me for just now, but they run the same stuff.
Yes. Wait, I'm just making sure it is the Navy fullback.
Super Bowl 30 was 30 years ago. Yeah, you're right. It was kind of long ago. It is what it is. But the only 3, I feel like it should be less because if you win a Super Bowl MVP, you're probably a pretty good player. And then they're just like, nah, we're good. We don't need you.
Yeah, I understand. But I mean, hey, does Brennan Thompson's 4.26 from the NFL Combine, wide receiver out of Mississippi State, does that intrigue you at all? It doesn't for me. Neither does Deion Burks, Oklahoma wide receiver. Like some of these 40 times, like it doesn't matter to me anymore. Like, I know we drafted Worthy based on him being fast, but I feel like there was more there and people didn't expect him to be fast.
There's also a difference between having a decent, like a good 40 time and being the fastest 40 time in NFL history.
I guess. But there's a lot of guys here, too, that I mean, Chris Brazil, the wide receiver out of Tennessee, is a guy that I really, really like. And wait, what the heck? Sorry, I stopped talking because I clicked on Chris Brazel and all of a sudden a video played and it threw me off. But dude, he ran a 4.37 at 6'4", 200 pounds. So he could be a beast. And like, that's another guy I'm interested in. I totally got off track though, Garrett, because there was definitely someone I was talking about that I wanted to look up their 40 time. The running back.
My boy Bryce Lance ran a 4.34 at 6'3". Had almost a 4-foot vertical and an 11-foot broad jump. The dude is explosive, has a huge catch radius, is gonna slip under the radar just because he played for not the biggest school.
But he's Trey Lance's brother.
He's Trey Lance's brother. Athletic family. Was one of the most athletically rated wide receivers in the draft ever. I think he was top 10 out of like 4,000 wide receivers since 1987. So it's like the kids got the intangibles. You just need to, bring it out of him. And I think especially late round, like probably 5th or 6th, which is where he's projected. could be a nice little snag at wide receiver.
Yeah, well, let's just run a mock draft right now to finish off the show. I mean, hey, here we got the PFF mock draft simulator, and I've picked the Kansas City Chiefs, and I forgot that I have to add it to the stage in order for us to see it. Ooh, wow, that's a really cool setup here.
Thank you, PFF, for your mock draft simulator. I do this almost every day, just when I'm bored at work.
Oh, shit. I did not expect it to do the other teams for us. Looks like Caleb Downs is off the board already at pick 2, which would be absolutely insane.
This dude doesn't know how to pick the settings on a mock draft. You have to pick all teams, buddy.
Do we want to do all teams, or do we want to just like?
I think we just do a Chiefs one for now. I think that's okay.
All right. Well, let's do less randomness and less drafting for needs and more positional value and slower. All right. Pick 1, obviously, is Fernando Mendoza. It should not be different. Ruben Bain goes 2. Oh, boy. All right. And here comes the problem that...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, if it gets to this, right, you got to go Love.
This is hard. Like that.
The edges are gone. I'm not the biggest dude. If
Jared, what if we already have ETN at this point in the draft though, and you have to pass on Love?
I mean, yeah, if we already have ETN, sure, you got to pass on Love. But at the same time, it's like,
ooh,
God, he's going to be generational, man.
Dude, they are ranking Messiter as 16.
Wow, Jordan
now.
Tyson really dropped in rankings just in one day. He's down in the 20s now.
Man, I mean, I heard people say he'd be the next Justin Jefferson, so I don't believe
that's an insane comp. Like, what are guys? I understand it's draft season, but like some of these comps are absolutely insane. Like I saw somebody who's like, dude, Mekhi Lemon, he's gonna be the next Jackson Smith and the Jigba. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like I understand. Like he's probably gonna be good. Don't get me wrong. But
Garrett, call me crazy.
Let's just calm down.
This is who I want at this pick.
I mean, I'd rather trade back if we're being for real.
Well, we can't, we can, but we're not going to.
We can, but like we're not going to do that right now. But I would trade back.
Okay, but actually, we might. You might in this situation. But let's just take Jeremiah Love and cut our losses here. But in the real life, if we had a running back, I could not be shocked if we took Caleb Banks. Honestly, though, Garrett, Carnell Tate's also there for the viewers listening on Spotify. Would you take Carnell Tate here?
Right now, I think with the questions there, I think there's honestly no option other than taking Carnell Tate with the questions we have at wide receiver. He's not my preferred wide receiver in the draft, but I mean, he's going to be solid. You also switched it, so we're only drafting the first round. I don't know if you picked up on that initially when you set up the mock, but hey, we got Love. You gotta...
We want to do it a different. We wanted to do it a different way anyway. Clearly, I don't know what I'm doing.
Clearly, we were mad about how the draft fell, and we want to redraft. So
now, Sonny Styles at pick 2. Okay, Jeremiah Love is off the board. Oh my God! See, this is what it is, Garrett. It's not even realistic.
It's not realistic. Like Arvell Reese, guys, is not going to drop to 9. Never in a million years. So we're going to take Mekhi Lemon here because it'd be unrealistic for us to take Arvell Reese.
Okay, fine.
Now, in the strange, bizarro universe that Arvell Reese drops to 9, we are absolutely hitting that button. He's probably the second, maybe arguably the first best athlete in the draft.
So we took a wide receiver. Now we need an edge. Oh, but Anthony Hill Jr. is my dog.
There's Gabe Jackus, though. Really solid out of Illinois. I know it'd be a bad, I want D'Angelo Ponce so bad. He's so good.
I like Eli Stowers here too, and AJ Halsey. Honestly, Garrett,
there's 40, so many, dude. Pick 40
is crazy. Is clutch, dude. That's gonna be a game changing pick. I think pick 40 is gonna do us well. Who do we take?
Oh man, I feel like with us missing out on those premier edges, we have to go edge here.
Fine, we'll go Gabe Jackus. I like Anthony Hill here, but obviously you kind of got to.
I like a lot of these picks before.
I like AJ Halsey though.
Yeah, there's a lot of players here that if we miss out on them, I'll be really sad because there's some really solid talent in the second.
We'll pick Gabe Jackus. This has become the Garrett draft because these are both the guys you wanted, but fair enough.
This is true. But yeah, AJ Halsey, even Omar Cooper Jr., he's been solid. A lot of the Indiana like high risers, I think, are just they're really well coached. They're coachable players. They're athletic. I think D'Angelo Pons is going to be a phenomenal athlete and a really good corner.
How was Michael Trigg's combine? Because I don't remember much.
I don't think it was crazy. But
now, here's a guy.
Chandler Rivers out of Duke.
I'm a big Chandler Rivers guy. I feel like nobody's talking about him at all. But I love me some Chandler Rivers. Kind of had a down year last year, but his 2024 season was what made me excited about him. But I don't know if we need a corner that bad if we keep McDuffie in this universe. I know who the pick is. I know who the pick is.
Don't pick Jacob Rodriguez by accident.
That's who I want.
You want Jacob Rodriguez here, huh?
Even though Emmett Johnson's here. I mean,
explain the Jacob Rodriguez pick to the kids at home.
He's a dog. He understands football. Oh, because we're not gonna get Leo Chenal back. Like it's pretty much he's gone. Jacob Rodriguez is a playmaker, and I like guys who force fumbles. Like I wish PFF included the stat of his forced fumbles because holy cow. I mean, he's older, don't get me wrong. He's like 23, about to be 24. Not really about to be, but where are the stats? They don't show his sacks, they don't show his interceptions, they don't show his forced fumbles. But he has a lot of those.
They want people to see the blue number of PFF.
Oh, wow.
Like, this guy's goated.
He has 4 interceptions, actually. That's pretty crazy.
At linebacker, that's pretty good.
4 interceptions at linebacker, and I know he has at least 4 forced fumbles. But Gary, who do you want here? There's other people you can see.
I mean, I do like the Jacob Rodriguez pick. I mean, Jennings-Dunker is, he's made strides. Emmett Johnson here as well if we don't go running back in free agency. I'm not the biggest Zachariah Branch fan. Scroll down just a little bit more. I wouldn't go that far.
No, it's not that much. We got
Brazel there, Deion Burks. But yeah, if it was me, I'd probably go either between Emmett Johnson or Jacob Rodriguez. You've sold me on the kid.
It's funny because we actually he got Heisman chance earlier, which is funny. But it's funny, Garrett, that I really like where our picks are. Like how the board is falling in PFF land. Like you can really get some good players.
Yeah, there's a lot of value in the later rounds for sure.
Well, these first 3 rounds, our picks are in really prime position to where we can kind of be flexible versus like hoping somebody falls to us. I mean, Emmett Johnson to the Bears I just saw. Man, would that be fun.
God, what a running back room, huh?
Yeah, well, I think they get rid of Swift anyway. Yeah. All right.
Now,
here we are.
I already see a guy I like that Skylar Gill-Howard, man, D lineman, also out of Texas. I mean, we're going a lot of tech players recently, but have a really big need. Also, Bud Clark from TCU, safety. This is another good spot where Brian Parker, tackle out of Duke. This is another pick where we have a lot of options that we could go with, especially at some premier positions that we've really needed.
There's that speedy wide receiver who ran a 40.
Yeah. And there's Chris McClellan, D lineman out of Mizzou. Could be another option there.
We haven't taken a D lineman.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest later round D lineman pick would be Skylar Gill-Howard.
But we have Skylar Gill-Howard here.
Absolutely.
And it's do we need a corner yet? Because I think the corners, I forgot Malik Muhammad exists too. And I almost would wait. I'm trying to see who's later. Oh, I like both of these. Washington guys.
The Washington corners? Yeah.
Yeah, Prysock and Takario Davis are pretty good. And then after that, there are not really that many good players left. I mean, yeah, pretty
much.
It's
do we have to go corner here out of basically necessity,
nope.
right?
Skylar
Gill-Howard. Texas Tech is having a phenomenal draft for the Kansas City Chiefs right now.
Imagine if we had David Bailey too, dude. Honestly, there's a world where we had 3 Texas
draft
Tech
all
players.
Texas Tech players, man. Which they've had a good roster and good development. So I'm not surprised to see too many players. Right here is probably right around where I would want to take my guy Bryce Lance.
Oh, okay, I see. I mean, we haven't, but we already took a wide receiver, Garrett.
This is true. We did already take wide, but man, he's so nice. He's what are the tackles and safeties available here?
Okay, hang
Bo
on.
Stevens, he's another good choice, especially with the need at guard right now. Like, we don't really necessarily know if Suamataia is gonna be serviceable at
What
guard
about
going
Pat
forward.
Coogan?
Pat Coogan, he is more of like a Swiss Army knife kind of pick. He's played all over the board throughout his college career. Really
But we
solid
need to
player.
replace like the Nick Algoretti type or the Mike Caliendo. We need the Mike Caliendo replacement.
It's true,
and that could
but
be Coogan.
hover over our boy Bo Stevens out of Iowa. I know Jackson is spitting on the grave right now. Like, 0 sacks let up throughout his entire college career at left guard. Really solid numbers. Really, just
Is that the guy with the hair, or is that a different guy?
that's a wonderful descriptor there, brother.
No, the Iowa lineman with the hair.
Yeah, I'm okay going a lot of different spots here. I like Bo Stevens here. There's a tackle.
It's Jennings Dunker is the guy with the hair. It's the other
Jennings
Iowa
Dunker,
lineman.
other Iowa. But yeah, Bo Stevens here. There's not too many other players at this spot that
let me look.
I really want to go.
We haven't drafted
too
a
hard.
safety, and we do need a safety bat. There's Cole.
I do like,
Wisnowski.
but we could get him at 176. I think.
And then if we don't, I mean, actually, yeah, dude, the late round safeties are kind of nasty, dude. I want a 7th round pick because we could get Lorenzo Styles Jr. late, and I don't care that he sucks. He's just fast, but that's still hype. He could be something in the 7th round.
I think the biggest thing that a lot of people like are when we're looking at safeties for the Chiefs don't realize is like, we need a guy that is playing deep safety. We do not have that deep safety specialist guy on our roster. We have a lot of like decent box safeties, some slot safeties, but we don't have that guy that can just sit back in a zone and just take away a complete area of the field. And that's what Cole Wisniewski is really good at, which I would probably take him at 176. But right now I'd either go
Bo Stevens,
probably. Drew Shelton as well, if we want to go tackle instead.
I want Pat Coogan. What did Harold Perkins Jr. run at the 40? Because he's a guy that was supposed to be amazing and then has sucked his last 2 years. Like, he was really good 2 years ago. Supposed to be like a 1st round pick and then really fell.
Nolan Rucci is another option at tackle that I really like. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of options we can go. Just depends what the Chiefs view as their biggest need at the time, is whether it's guard. Okay, we're going Bo Stevens, guard out of Iowa is the pick. We're coming up on our last pick now, which would be pick 176 in the 5th round.
I think we're gonna have more picks come draft night. I think we might trade away.
I think there's definitely some potential.
And we better
trade
freaking
options.
re-sign. We better freaking re-sign. Oh my god, my boy.
Tanner Koziel's here as well. If we want to go tight end,
we need more picks, Garrett. We need more picks.
We really do. Need, like, Nolan Rucci, Jaden Roberts is another. Like, if we didn't go Bo Stevens, the pick before at guard, Jaden Roberts has been a standout. Tanner Koziel, Cole Wisniewski. Like, click on Cole Wisniewski really quick. This kid is a stud. Just an absolute stud for Texas Tech.
Oh, he missed a year. Oh, he could be a sleeper.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That year
he has just been a consistent, solid defender. Plays the deep space, which is what we've needed on the team.
He's
6'4", 220. Just an absolute stud at safety later in the draft. Now, I know we've gone so many Texas Tech players, so we probably have to mix it up a little. And that's okay. I do like Tanner Koziel. Dude, he's a pretty athletic guy. He ran, what, a 4.6? 4.5 or 4.6?
Fast enough. I mean, he's 6'7" and 250 freaking pounds. He's huge. He is a mammoth of a man. And that's why we're going to take Cole Wisniewski here.
We're going full Texas. I feel like we have to go.
But we need a safety more than we need a tight end.
We really
if
do.
we were in real life at
we have so many Tech players. It's crazy. If
Garrett,
we had David Bailey, this would be the Tech draft.
Garrett, I wouldn't be mad. This is an exciting draft to me. There is a lot of players that.
Could you imagine posting this though on your Instagram, like just a mock draft where it's just all Tech players, and they're like, "What? Who drafted this?"
That would be
biggest
pretty
Tech fan of all time.
I'm just seeing who the rest of the players go out here. I mean, Lorenzo Styles late. Like, who could we get? Roman Hemby. You like Roman Hemby? Roman Hemby, running back. Like, there's some good players that could be had late in this draft that if we get back into the there's my
Eli
boy.
Henrich to the Ravens would be just brutal, man. Holy tech. We would have 4 Texas Tech players if we went David Bailey.
But this is a good draft, actually. Now
I honestly
would.
I would not be mad at this draft at all, which is insane to say.
Like looking at it as a whole, that's a great class. And we took a wide receiver with our first pick. And we took a wide receiver with our first pick, which makes me upset. But
like Gabe Jackus is a stud. Mekhi Lemon is going to be a good receiver in the league. Obviously, the sky is the limit for him. I think he's at minimum going to be a good receiver.
The sky's the limit for Skylar Gill-Howard.
And I think a lot of people trashed on me for the Skylar Gill-Howard pick.
How did we have an hour-long episode again?
I feel like we just start getting on tangents and we just let it run. But like, Skylar Gill-Howard is going to be like a project pick because like he hasn't had too many snaps, but the snaps he has been in, he's been productive and he's been efficient. And like, especially at the D-line, that's just what we've needed, right? And we just need a guy that can make plays when he's put on the field.
Well, I can't wait for this free agency period to start so we can start getting a better idea of who we need to draft because currently there's a lot of holes on the roster. Please, for the love of all things holy, can we get Tyquan Thornton back? That's all we really need. And then honestly, you can let all the rest of the free agents go. I mean, we don't need them all. I mean, I'd love Leo Chenal back, but I know we can't afford him.
I actually, as much as I would love to debate that, I think Leo Chenal is probably one of the more crucial parts of our defense, and I would hate to see him go.
I just said I'd hate to see him go, but we're not going to be able to afford him.
He could be one of those guys that's like, hey, let me just hopefully take a rookie year pay cut and just stay on the roster, Man, I'm going to be so sad when he's gone.
We got to get out of here. This is a great episode of Talkin Chop, guys. We're going to we are going to be more consistent now that I have a consistent work schedule. It's going to be more chill until the start of the season. I mean, we're just getting on here and actually just talking chop. Like we ain't talking, we're just talking chop. So
as always,
thank you guys so much for watching and we will see you next week.